Are you dealing with issues such as indication? The question I got today. Does sometimes the feeling of your detection work feel like the building behind me, it's being propped up for various reasons and various things because at the end of the day, that foundation wasn't solid? Fundamentals and foundation work is the cornerstone to being successful as a detection dog handler. You cannot skip and you cannot forget to keep working on those fundamentals and foundation. Think about any professional athlete, any pro sport. What do those people always work on? They work on foundation and fundamental skills frequently. The system I always talk about and I teach is very segmented. Each has a step in the process. There's the beginning, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So wherever there's a problem, I know we can go back to these steps and work on that specific step and make it stronger. So in regards to indication, the question I got was, how can I make my indication stronger or better? Well, you work on your fundamentals. You work on your basics of odor indication. And the way I go about that is I create a very simple context. The only place that this dog gets reinforcement is by being at odor and doing a specific thing at odor. Depending on the dog and depending on what that final response is or that alert is, also dictates how I go about this. So let's just go with a common one. If your alert is a sit, I teach this sit separate from odor and I get it strong. I then link that in the step process back to odor. So when the dog realizes the only reinforcement comes is when they're at odor doing this behavior. But the key thing is that we all don't do enough of is make that foundation last. We have to build duration at that step. So my indications always have to have duration. What happens is we are very quick to pay when our dog is right. They find odor, they respond pretty quickly, and we pay pretty quickly. That's a common thing many people do. I don't care whether it's professional detection work or nose work. We all end up paying very quickly when our dogs get to odor. Conversely, when our dogs are sometimes wrong or they give an indication on something non-target, we wait and wait and wait, and we wait for them to move on. Well, what happens when we do that is those dogs, or we typically see dogs that will give an indication on a non-target really, really well. And we wonder why, damn it, why couldn't they just do that really good behavior when there's odor there? Well, the reason is we don't reinforce it. We reinforce so quickly on odor versus requiring duration of that indication on odor. That's one of the key steps to having that solid foundation where we can have a dog who has a solid indication. I then take those steps further by doing a solid indication with duration, with distractions, despite what I do as a handler, me walking around, me standing still, me reaching in my pocket, all of these different things that I do as a handler, I practice that in that foundational step so that way that indication is super solid. So I hope that answers the question on how do I work on a better indication? It all starts with that foundation. If it's not solid, your training looks like this building right there. Talk to you guys on the next one.